Man, what was that? We all know that was some BS, so let's talk about it. The Average Josh Podcast. Subscribe. What up? It's me, Josh, from the Average Josh Podcast, coming back at you with another video. Let's talk about this Rolly Romero versus Ismael Barroso's fight, or however you pronounce his last name. So, Rolly Romero just had a fight with Ismael Barroso, so we all know that was just like, it was a robbery for real. I mean, through the whole fight, Rolly Romero was not fighting well this fight. Rolly Romero was getting hit constantly with the left hand. It seemed like Rolly Romero did not know how to properly use his feet. He was going straight back with his head up. He had the wrong foot position when fighting a southpaw. He kept having his foot go on the inside, leaving him right in line for the left hand to the head, for the left hand to the body. And it was overall just a really bad performance for Rolly Romero. Now, looking back at this fight, I think that coming in with Barroso's a guy who has 22 knockouts after coming off that knockout loss to Gervonta Davis, Rolly Romero was definitely more tentative, and he was definitely being more cautious of Barroso's power, because he knew that if he got hit with something, that he's susceptible to getting knocked out and getting knocked down. And we saw that in the third round, where he basically saw a left hand coming, went straight back into the ropes with his head straight up. Barroso's moved forward and then tagged Rolly Romero again, and basically just like knocked him down easily with the right hand that he saw coming, but he couldn't dodge because he was in the wrong position. And then, you know, later on in the fight, I think the fight ended in like the 9th round. Rolly Romero basically got a knockdown that round, and the knockdown was so suspect because the knockdown he got, right, it was basically just a push. So he pushed Barroso's down. So he got a punch in, as I can recall. He went in there, he threw a right hand, and then with his left hand he kind of just pushed Barroso's down. And when you saw it in slow motion, it was clearly a push. Even when I didn't see it in slow motion, right, I knew it was a push, bro. Anybody with eyes could see that. But for some reason, the referee didn't call it a slip, he didn't call it a push, he called it a knockdown, and then he started the 10 count. So then the fight continues, right, and Rolly Romero is pressing Barroso, trying to get him out of there, but Barroso is actually like tagging Rolly Romero. He's tagging Rolly Romero constantly with the left hand, and he's going back towards the ropes as Rolly Romero is throwing like wild punches. You know, that's how he does with that hit. You know, that's just Rolly's style. And basically what happened was the referee just stepped in and stopped the fight. And even a lot of the people in the crowd were like, what the hell happened, bro? He just stopped the fight. I don't know what that bullshit was. Rolly Romero wasn't even hitting him. He was not even, like, the punches were not even landing. I guess Barroso's looked a little tired, but you could tell that the referee was definitely favoring Rolly Romero, man. And it's just one of those things where it's like, Rolly did not win this fight because he's a great fighter. He didn't win this fight because he had a ton of power. He didn't win this fight because he had great defense. He won this fight for the same reason that he got the fight to begin with: his special Rolly privileges, aka he's promoted by Floyd Mayweather, someone who is big in Vegas and has a lot of influence out there. But I don't know, man. It's just sad, honestly, when you think about it, because Barroso's, man, he's been trying to get another title shot at this belt for the past 7 years. So imagine trying to get a title shot at a belt for the past 7 years, and essentially you come up with someone who has special Rolly privileges, and you lose on some BS officiating from the referee that should never happen because they wanted him to win that fight to begin with. It's just awful. The fact that he got the fight isn't a good look, and then the fact that he won that way isn't a good look. Now, there was still time left in the fight. They still had at least, I think it was like the 9th round when it ended, so they probably still had at least about 3 rounds left. You know, maybe Rolly Romero would have been able to get Barroso out of there, or maybe Barroso's, being a savvy veteran, would have been able to survive and would have been able to win by decision, or possibly catch Rolly with something and knock him out. It could happen. He had already knocked him down, and he was already hitting Rolly at will, and Rolly already did not know what to do in that ring against that southpaw. I'm telling you that much right now. And this has been like the second gift decision or technically this wasn't a decision, this was a knockout, but this seems to be like the second gift decision that this man has. I remember when he had previously fought against Jackson Marinez, and he was also gifted a decision, a terrible decision in my opinion, but I gave it the benefit of the doubt because people were like, Jackson Marinez should have stayed off the ropes. He should have pressed the fight more, even though he was tagging Rolly constantly with the left hand, to the point where I do think he should have won that fight. But that one wasn't as clearly as bad as this one. This one was definitely the worst of the two. And going forward, honestly, Rolly Romero is going to have a hard time at 140 pounds. He did have a significant advantage at 135 because he's so big and he's so powerful. So even though he lacked a lot of the boxing fundamentals, he was getting by off of his pure athleticism and his pure punching power. But now being at a higher weight class and also being a champion at a higher weight class where he's going to have some tough mandatories, and there's going to be a lot of people, especially within Showtime, who are going to want to put him in there with some big fighters, you know, like he might mess around and have to get in there with Regis Prograis for unification, and that ain't gonna end well for no freaking Rolly Romero. He might end up fighting a fight against his homie Teofimo Lopez. I know that they're friends, but hey, it's a business. When money gets involved, they may not be friends in the rings. I mean, Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter, they were friends, but you saw how that went as well. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing Rolly kind of just like, I don't know, just kind of get what's coming to, well, he already got what's coming to him with Gervonta Davis, but I don't know. I like Rolly as a personality because he's very entertaining. He talks a lot of shit. He's probably one of the best shit talkers in all of boxing. But it would be a lie if I said that these special Rolly privileges and the special benefits that he gets doesn't kind of get on my nerves a little bit, even though I know that other fighters gets those benefits. People like Vasily Lomachenko, who constantly gets title shots over and over again, even after coming off of losses. But at least Vasily Lomachenko, for this fight with Devin Haney, some people are saying he's being gifted a title shot, but he's pretty much, in my opinion, been fighting his way into it. But although he did get those title shots early with people like Guillermo Rigondeaux or Gary Russell Jr., but I don't know, it's just kind of, well, I don't think that was the title shot he got with, he had that title shot with, I forgot that dude who he lost to, the dude who was hitting him all in the nuts. But anyways, I don't know. I'm really looking forward to kind of seeing what's going to happen with Rolly Romero. I definitely did not enjoy this fight. I was kind of on edge, just waiting to see if Rolly would get knocked out or if he would knock Barrosos out. But honestly, I don't even mind a little bit of special privileges. Like the Gary Russell Jr. versus Lomachenko fight was a good fight, and Lomachenko had such a good amateur career that even though he came off that loss, I still think that like it was enjoyable, it was competitive, it was something that, you know, people actually, or at least I as a really big boxing fan, wanted to see. But when you give someone special privileges, right, and then they deliver something like this, and then you double down by having like really bad one-sided refereeing, it makes it really hard to stomach, bro. So I'm looking for Regis to kind of knock Rolly out again. But you know, that's all I gotta say about that, man. Tell me what you think about the fight. Do you think Rolly won fair and square, or do you think that those two that first knockdown was a push off, and that second and the stoppage should have never happened because he wasn't even landing the punches? I mean, he literally missed a whole punch and landed it on his shoulder. So I really don't understand why he would have even won this fight. But like I said, if you like the content, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And that's all I gotta say about that, man. It's been Josh from the Average Josh Podcast, and I'm out.